Hey everybody, this is Russ from Retro Game Core. Today we're going to talk about the Retro Game Core store, which I just launched. Now, before you start thinking, wow, Russ has made like a big store and he's selling all sorts of stuff, I'm not. All this is really is an eBay front for all of the things that I've reviewed previously, and I want to get them out of the house. One of the cool things about being a YouTube reviewer is that you get all these things sent over. Now, what you don't see is all the work involved in testing and filming and editing and all that other kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I just have a stack of all these things that I've reviewed over the past couple of years. And so what I'm going to do with this eBay store is I'm going to start putting them up for auction. Now, a couple caveats with that, just to kind of walk through my thought process with it. Number one, I'm not trying to make a bunch of profit off of this endeavor. Really, what I'm trying to do is get these into other people's hands in a reasonable way. Initially, I was doing a bunch of giveaways, but that wasn't very sustainable. The shipping costs involved with getting all that together and doing all of the whole giveaway process one at a time really was taxing and took a lot of time from both me and my wife. And so we came up with this eBay store to kind of standardize everything and make it a little bit more fair when it came to the auction process. Now, another benefit of using eBay, in addition to having that whole standardized backend in the process, is that it also allows us to give a portion of our proceeds to charity. And so 50% of the revenue from all of these auctions are going to go directly to a foundation which is near and dear my family's heart, and it is called the Autoimmune Association. This organization does a really good job when it comes to awareness as well as research when it comes to autoimmune diseases. And so 50% right off the bat is going to go over to charity, and then the other 50% is going to be used for things like eBay fees and then packaging, and then also a little bit for my wife because she's doing all this work and I want to give her a little bit for her time. Anyway, that's kind of the idea behind it in terms of the revenue. We're not trying to make money off of this. We just want to give it to a charity, but then also a little bit just to make sure that we don't go broke doing this thing in the first place. At the end of the day, it's super cool that I have all these review units at the house, and so I want to share that with everybody, but in a way that makes sense for me and my family. Next, let's talk about some of the items you can expect to find in this store. To start, most of them are going to be review items that I've gotten from various companies. For example, this is the B-Link SCR5. And so the plan is I will review these units and then I will wipe all my information off of them and then put them up on the store available for auction. Now, on top of that, about half of the items that I review on my channel are not sent to me by companies. I end up buying them myself. And so sometimes I actually don't even end up reviewing those items because maybe they're not a perfect fit for the channel. And I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to actually roll out all of these things. I think I have about 50 items that I'm going to put on the store eventually, but I don't think I'm going to put all 50 up at once. I think I'll trickle them in, maybe 5 a week or something else like that. Either way, just check the store periodically and you'll probably see those updates as they come in. Now, in addition to putting the review items on the store, I do want to put a couple other things on there that are Retro Game Core related, so maybe some stickers or magnets or things like that. And those won't be part of an auction or anything. You can just buy those for a few dollars and that'll help the channel out. And so yeah, in a nutshell, those are the kind of things that you can expect to find on the store. Finally, let's talk about my plans to kind of roll out the store in general and how the auction process is going to go. Now, this obviously can evolve as time marches on, but this is kind of what I'm thinking as I start getting it going. Number one, this will have no minimum bid. I'm just going to put everything for $1 starting bid, and then however it goes is how it's going to go. But I would caution you not to bid more than what the retail price is. I'm not trying to make any money off this, like I said. I'm hoping that people can get these items for cheap. So if it happens to be a device that's not quite as popular, you might be able to get a really great deal on it. And bear in mind that some of these items, because they are review units, may be prototypes or something else like that. I'll put all of that in the description when I make the listing, but that is something to pay attention to. So the idea here is twofold. Number one, by having a low auction starting price, hopefully it'll sell for cheap, but then two, the idea of having it as an auction is going to allow everybody to bid on it. If I just made it a cheap buy it now, it would just be a first come, first serve. And so this will give everybody a chance to bid on it if it makes sense to them. And I'll leave the auction open for about 7 days. That way everybody has a chance to see it before they bid. And the plan is also to make this internationally available. The shipping will be on the part of the buyer and it's going to depend on where you live, but that's the plan at least. And I'm not really sure how that's going to go. Like I've mentioned before, I live in Hawaii, so shipping here is just kind of crazy. But we'll see how it goes, and obviously this is one of those things that will probably evolve over time. But like I mentioned, the whole point of this store is to get the items into everybody else's hands, so I will just kind of play it by ear and make it as reasonable as possible as we're setting everything up. And of course, your feedback is totally welcome as well. If you find something that could be done better, let me know because I would love to hear about it. Now, if your feedback is, well, Russ, you should just be sending all this stuff out for free because you make millions of dollars doing a YouTube channel. That's not really how things work, but cool, I appreciate that feedback. Anyway, that's about it for this video here. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and like I mentioned, if you have any feedback on how we can do this better, let me know. At the end of the day, my whole point here is to get everything into everybody else's hands and to clear up some of the clutter in my house and making it mutually beneficial for everybody along the way. As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and we will see you next time. Happy gaming.